Hey everybody, welcome back to Cottonwood Hill Farms. So we got some more fertilizer to put down. We got our first cutting, first crop off last week. If you've been following along, or if you haven't seen that video, go back, check that out. But we got our first crop off right before it rained. It was great timing. We got about an inch of rain the next day, right after we got our hay made. And so now we're gonna go back with some of this NCal. We didn't get this put on before. We were a little too late and the alfalfa got too tall. And so you don't really want to spray it unless you know it's going to hit unless it's short enough it's going to hit the ground, or if you know it's going to rain. And I didn't want to take any chances, and I'm glad I didn't, because it didn't rain before we cut it. So anyway, it worked out fine. We're going to go ahead and fertilize. It's about 8 acres, and then there's this pasture here that's about 7 acres. So we're going to try and get all that done here this afternoon or this evening. I'm putting a little bit more in here. I don't want to fill it up too much because I screwed up on the calibration. I was figuring this on 20 or 30 inch rows. I don't know why I was thinking it was 30 inch rows. It's actually 20 inch rows is what, or 20 inch spacing on the sprayer itself. And again, if you don't know what I'm talking about, couple videos back, when we get the sprayer ready, go check that out. Anyway, 20 inch spacing is what we got. I figured it on 30 inch spacing. So in that video, I was saying how we put it on a little heavy. We were at like 12.5 gallons per acre. Well, that's why, because I screwed up with my calibration. So I don't want to fill this completely because we still have some more to do yet, but I am going to put enough on there to do the pasture and that hay ground. I'm just going to dial my my idle down just a little bit to, you know, maybe 1800 RPMs or so, and keep my speed the same. And so hopefully that should get me closer. I'll probably still be a little over than 10 gallons. 10 gallons is what we're trying to achieve, 10 gallons per acre. So I'm going to try and dial that back just a little bit, so we were putting almost 13 on, I think is what I figured. This little sprayer works pretty darn good. I just got to make a few tweaks to it. I haven't talked much about this micronutrients that we're applying, but what it is a biological stimulant basically for the soil. It's food for the soil, and it came from earth soils out of Minnesota. And I haven't talked much about that, but the guy's name that I worked with is Mike McCornack. And when he delivered it, him and I talked a little bit, and he talked a little bit about what this is. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys that so you can see what we're doing, and he kind of explains what's going on and what we're trying to achieve here. All right, so I'm here with Mike McCornack with Earth Soils. He's out of Ellendale, right?
Ellendale, yeah.
Ellendale, Minnesota. And I've talked a little bit in the past about the micronutrients, not as much, but obviously with the sprayer, everything you guys have been seeing, getting ready for, this is what we're getting ready to apply. So, you know, like I've said before in other videos, we've had a lot of issues with our fertility in the soil, and that's kind of the whole thing with planting the annuals, to kind of stimulate some biology in the soil, but also break up compaction and just diversify things. And so we want to feed that, obviously, and we are you know, we're what most people call regenerative. We try to, we don't use any synthetics. I think I've talked about that in the past before, but we don't use any chemicals, no synthetics, stuff like that. And we try to use the animals, you know, by rotating intensively to use their manure, you know, their hooves, things like that, to stir up the soil, to also fertilize and things like that. But what's happened on this farm, you know, we're still building from what it was an industrial, you know, industrialized farm for years with just corn, beans, and hydrous, that kind of stuff. And so we haven't been able to get our stock density down to the point to where we have enough cows on a small enough piece of land to really stimulate the biology. And so because of that, we obviously have to help it out. In the process of doing that, that's what Mike is helping us with.
We're feeding the microbes that are in the ground. Because the thing is, if you got no microbes in the ground, you're starting from scratch and you're a hurting unit, in my eyes. I don't have any bugs in our product because I would rather feed the ones that are present and keep them going and multiplying, because if you can't do that, then yes, you're going to have concrete. You're going to have dead ground. Feed the ones that are present and really make them explode, because they have the ability to stay there. They're already there, so let's feed them and make them even healthier. And that's what our products do. With the low salt content, I don't use anybody else's byproducts.
And so with what we're doing on this farm specifically, we've got an N-Cal mix that I'm going to put down first.
Yep.
What exactly is that?
With a salt index of a 1, so we're not killing the microbes. With our nitrogen and our calcium, we're feeding the biological system along with the trace elements. Some of your trace elements in your ground, it's way high, but I can guarantee you if you took a sap analysis of your plants, it would show that it's starving of them because of the fact that it's not usable to the plants. I don't use any EDTAs, so with the complex carbohydrate chelates that we have, all of our trace elements are usable right now, and that's what makes it a lot of fun.
Okay. And when you say that not everything's available, what happens is when your nutrients are wonky, not everything's balanced in your soil. What happens is that certain elements of the soil structure holds on to stuff and it will not release it, correct?
Absolutely, yes.
And so that's a lot of the problem we have, is we have we have the correct nutrients, it's just not all available to the plants at the right time.
It's not usable at this point because of the fact of where the pH is set.
Right.
So it's just it's a balancing process.
So then, so the N-Cal, the nitrogen calcium, that's going to go on ASAP. It's going to go on ASAP as soon as I can get it down. And then the next thing is the foliar, which is the plant food.
Yes.
And that's going to go on after, you said after either first cutting or after first grazing.
Yes.
And we want to wait until it was, what, 4 to 6 inches tall, kind of?
I want that kind of height so that, because remember, we're trying to foliar feed. So you want good leaf exposure. I want to get it on the leaf.
Sure.
So that's why I want that 4 to 5 inches tall.
And I'm assuming that the foliar feeding it helps with the photosynthetic activity. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Gives with your mix, I got extra boron. Some people will say, ooh, boron is a bad thing. Well, yeah, if you look at the 1940 and 1950 technology, our boron, it will not burn. It boosts up the sugar in the plant, and that's its natural defense for taking bugs out of the way. Bugs do not digest sugars well, and if your plants are full of sugars, guess what? They stay away. We go all over the country. There is no certain recommendation per field, but the thing is, I look at the soil samples. That's a pretty good guide of what I think needs to go on, and we work from there. So it's not pull it out of the tank, deliver it to you. It's specifically made.
Sure, custom mixes.
Custom
essentially.
mix. Yep.
All right, well, thanks, Mike. We appreciate you helping out with this, and we're excited to kind of see how this turns out. We've been wanting to do this for a while, and so this is our first year of using biologicals, so really excited to see how this turns out. Well, we got that wrapped up. We got this top done over here, and then this little hillside, which is 10-ish acres, somewhere in there. Well, that thing's ready to go. I'm gonna, it's like 6:30, so I'm not gonna head out there tonight yet, but it's ready to go for tomorrow. We're just gonna leave it like that for now. Well, we're back at it. It's a few days later. The last couple days we've had quite a bit of rain, actually. We got about an inch or so of rain, and it was supposed to be kind of gloomy this afternoon and this evening, but the sun came out, and it started to dry up pretty quick, so I thought I'm gonna run out, get some more fertilizer down. So what we're going to do is these two hillsides that are here close to the buildings, we're going to hit these real quick. We're supposed to get some more rain tomorrow. I think the next 2 days, they're saying up to like a ½ inch, 3/4 of an inch, something like that over the next couple days. But either way, I want to get this down, get this fertilizer down. That way the grass is a little bit taller, but if it rains, that should help it get down to the soil. Well, we're spitting some liquid. The compressor on the foam marker wouldn't kick on at first. I'm not sure what was going on there. It's working now, but it wasn't working. My first couple rounds, I know I overlapped a little bit. I'm really happy with this sprayer. For no more money than I've got in it, it's working really good. So I just did that hillside right there, the bottom side of that. And then what we're on right now is that northern facing hillside, just down from the buildings. I got those two wrapped up. I think it's only about 6:30. I think I'm gonna go refill. I've only got about 10 acres left or so, 12 acres left. I think I'm gonna refill and try and get that finished tonight, especially since it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I think that would be a smart move on my part. I should have plenty to finish. Like I said, there's about 10 or I'd have to look on my maps, but I think there's around 10 or 11 acres, maybe 12. I can't remember. It's the horseshoe is what I got to finish up. It's good timing too, because I just finished grazing the cows on that, on the north side of that. So the grass is a lot shorter. So it should work out real well. Plus it's supposed to rain tomorrow, so this could be really good timing. And then that'll be it for the end cow. And then I still got my foliar feed, which is my plant food that I got to put that down. And there's a couple pastures that are ready for that, and the annuals that I planted, that 13 acres, or actually it's more than 13. That's like 18 acres when you figure the headlands in and everything that anyway, that's ready for foliar. So I kind of am in a hurry. I do want to get this done. That way I can get that foliar started and start putting that on, because you don't want to go back and forth. You got to flush your tank out and everything. You don't want to mix those two with those two liquids. Well, I got done. I had one little mishap I had like I think 2 passes left. I had a little mishap. This wire popped off right here of this one. So I put it over the pin and shoved this on, and it was good enough to get it finished, but I've still got just a little bit left in the tank, and so I'm just gonna go hit a couple spots real quick, and it popped off again. So I'm gonna skin this real quick, put it back on there, and then that should be enough to at least get the tank empty. I don't want to waste any of this. All right, we got her whipped. Woo! Not too bad. I've never done I've never done anything like this before as far as excuse me, as far as liquid application. So that was cool for my first round. That was fun. The sprayer, I'm real happy with it. I need to make a few tweaks, like I said, but I mean, for not really knowing what I'm doing, I mean, I think I did a pretty good job. The marker system obviously needs a little attention. I did finally find a small marker system, but it's still like 600 bucks, and I just don't know that it's worth it for what I'm doing. But anyway, I don't know. You guys have to let me know what you think of my setup here, if you like it or not. Leave a comment. Well, thanks for coming along, guys. We appreciate it. Like always, appreciate the support, comments, likes, all that kind of stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the notification button so you don't miss any new videos coming out. If you know anybody that might like this content, go ahead and share it with them too. We'd really appreciate that. That helps us out a lot. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all at Cottonwood Hill Farms. You guys take care. We'll see you in the next one.